Hello and welcome. Today we're going to make a little planchette for our kitty cat friends. I have the spirit board color chart here for a cat bed, also linked below in PDF form, so if you're interested in knitting or crocheting that, you can. So to make the little toy that goes with it, the things you'll need are a 4mm crochet hook, some yarn needles, scissors, some sort of stuffing. If you would like to put dry catnip in there, you can. Just any kind of dry catnip you have is fine. And I'm going to make a second one here in this nice Beetlejuice green color to sort of celebrate the season. But you can use whatever color you want. You just want worsted weight yarn. So let's get started. Okay, we're starting with our yarn. We're going to make a little slip knot. So you're just crossing that long end of the yarn over the short, and then from the back, pull up a loop, and we'll pull that to whatever size you want your first slip knot to be, or your first little loop to be. We'll pull both ends of the yarn just to get it nice and snug around our hook. And then we are going to chain 13. So we're going to wrap around and pull up, and we're going to do that until we have 13 chains. Okay, we have our slip knot plus our 13 chains. We're going to turn it so the ends can meet. We're going into our first little loop you got there, and then making sure that you've got the long end and not the short tail. We're going to wrap, pull through, and then pull through the stitch that we ended with, just creating a slip stitch join. And that creates our first little loop. Okay, we're going to keep going here, making sure that our ring is flat so we can see the V's on the front of the chain. We'll chain 1, and then working in, let's see if we can get it, working in right there, right in that first space, we're going to make 3 double crochet. So we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook, go in, we're going to wrap our yarn again, pull it up, wrap, pull through the first 2, wrap, pull through the remaining 2, and we're going into that same space again to make 2 more of those double crochets. So that's just going to be a little rounded section there of our planchette starting out there. The next couple of stitches are going to be half double crochets, so we're going to wrap the yarn. And that very next chain we're going in, we're going to wrap, and this time we're going to pull through all 3 of those loops at once. There we go. And we're going to do that again. We're going in, we've wrapped, we go in, we wrap again, and we pull through all 3. So now our next 2 stitches are going to be single crochets. Okay, sorry, actually the next 3 will be single crochet. So we're going in, we're not wrapping first, we're just going straight into the stitch, pull up, wrap, and pull through 2. And again, last time we go in, wrap, pull up, wrap, pull through 2, and we've got a little slip stitch here, so we're going in, we're going to wrap and pull through both pieces at once. So now the next 3 again will be single crochets, going in, wrap, pull through 2, again, and 1 more time. And then our next 2 will be half double crochets again, so we're going to wrap, go in, wrap, pull up, wrap, pull through 3. And we'll do that again. And now in this last stitch here, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So we are ending how we started. Working into that same space again, so we're wrapping. We go in, we wrap, pull up, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through the last 2 one more time. Okay, we have finished the very first round. You can kind of see it's starting to take that shape. And we are going to just slip stitch into the center there to bring those two sides a little closer together. We've got one more round, and then we are going to work on the sides. In round 2, we're going to chain 1, and we've got 2 double crochets in the tops of each of those original double crochets. So we're going to wrap, and I go into the very top, wrap, pull up, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2, and again into that same space. And we're going to repeat that for the next 2 stitches as well. So we're increasing in there. And one more. The next stitch, we're going to have an increase again, but this time it's going to be 2 half double crochets. So we're going to wrap. We're going to go in, wrap, pull up, pull through all 3. One more time. And our next stitch will be a plain half double crochet. And then we have those 3 single crochets. So we're not going to wrap, we're going in. Then we wrap and pull through 2. Wrap, pull up, wrap, pull through 2. One more time. And we've got our slip stitch. And just slipping right through there, and we've got 3 single crochets. So we're just working in reverse order. One more single crochet. We'll have our half double crochet, so we'll wrap, go in, wrap, pull up, wrap, pull through all 3. And then we have 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, so we're increasing. And 2 double crochets in the top of the next 3. We're almost ready for the sides. One more in this space. And last little section here. Okay, so that is round 2 finished. Almost looks like a little heart shape. And we'll go ahead and slip into the center. And now we're going to be working on the sides of our planchette. We'll have 2 side rows. We're going to start with just a chain 1, and then we're going to be working into the back loops of every stitch. We're going to just have a single crochet, 1 single crochet all the way around in each stitch, work in the back loops only. When you get around back to where you started, we're just going to slip stitch to join the side rounds. So again, you're just working into, if you're looking at it, there's the front loop, there's the back loop. We want to grab just the back loop for this. So keep going, single crochets, we're going in, wrap the yarn, pull it up, wrap, pull through both, all the way around. We'll get back here and we'll slip stitch to join, and then we've got one more side row that will be just a little different. Okay, we've got 1 round of our sides finished. We'll join the very first stitch to that last stitch we finished with the slip stitch, and we are going to chain 1. And now just through both loops this time we're going to work a single crochet in each stitch around. And just like before, every stitch gets a single crochet, and at the end we are going to slip stitch to join, and then we are on to our last round for this one. So go ahead, keep going, meet me back here at the end of that round. Our last round here, we're going to make sure that we join the last round of the side. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to be working in the back loops only the whole time. So only the back loops, which means our decreases here are going to look a little different. We're going to wrap our yarn. We're going to go through the back loop. We're going to wrap our yarn again, and again, and we're going to go through the back loop of the next stitch, pull up. We're going to wrap and pull through all but the very last one. So when we pull up, we'll have 2. Wrap and pull through those 2. We're going to do that 2 more times. So we're decreasing our double crochets. We're working 2 stitches together. And one more time, we're going to wrap the yarn, going through the back loop, wrap, pull up. We'll wrap again, go through the back loop of the next stitch, wrap, pull up. We're going to wrap and pull through all but that last one. Wrap and pull through the ones remaining on the hook. So that's our 3 double crochet decreases. The next one's going to be a half double crochet. So we're going to wrap the yarn, go through the back loop, pull up, wrap, go through the next stitch, wrap, pull up, and we're going to wrap and pull through every single one of those. Next one's even weirder. We're going to wrap, go in, wrap, pull up, and then we're not going to wrap for the next one. We're going to go in, so we are joining a half double crochet to a single crochet, and we're going to wrap, pull up, and we're wrapping to pull through all of those. Next one's just a single crochet decrease through the back loop, so we're going to go in, wrap our yarn, go in the next one, wrap to pull up, and then we're going to wrap and pull through all 3 of those. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the next one. So now we're on our second side of our single crochets. So we're going in the next one and pulling through all of those. Now we're joining the single crochet to the half double crochet again. So we're going in, we wrap, pull up. This time we're going to wrap, then go in the next stitch, wrap, pull up, wrap, pull through all of them. Now we're decreasing the half double crochets. So we wrap, go in, wrap, pull up, wrap, go in, wrap, pull up, wrap, pull through all of them. And the rest will be those double crochets. So we're going in with the wrapped yarn, pull it up, wrap again, go into the next one, wrap, pull up, pull through almost all of them except for that last one, and keep going. So you got 2 more of those, and then I'll meet you at the very, very end. Now that we've finished all those decreases, we are going to slip stitch into that first one and join. And now we got to cut away like a medium long tail. We're going to use the tail to sew the 2 sides together. So we're just snipping that off. We still have our hook in there because we haven't tied off yet. We're going to wrap and we're going to pull that all the way through. Now we have the bulk of the toy finished. Just had to add our stuffing, add our catnip if you want, and then we're going to sew these 2 inside loops to each other, and then I'll close it up. So go ahead and tuck in that shorter tail. Just kind of, if you need to trim it, you can just leave it on the inside of the toy, and we'll add stuffing all the way around and we'll start to join together. Okay, we are ready for our yarn needles. So just go ahead and grab one of those. We're going to thread the tail onto the yarn needle. I usually don't knot, I just kind of leave enough of an end that I know I'm not going to lose it. That way it's easier to pull through all the stitches. Once you've got that, we are just kind of sewing back and forth, making sure that your stuffing is sort of open and out of the way, and trying to match up where you're coming from with where you're going. And tuck in the stuffing in along your way, going through the next one. And then again, sometimes it can be beneficial to flip back and forth so you know you're not missing any of the stitches. And we're pulling it all the way together to close up that gap. I was going to use this bed and a little planchette toy as a raffle prize at our local witches market next month for my table, and my husband jokingly said to me, "No, you can't do that. Belly is going to want that. Belly is one of our resident cats." And I was like, "No, she's not. She has 800 beds already." And just gave her like an American Girl doll bed that our kid doesn't play with anymore. She's got a brand new one already. And as I was trying to sew the bumper onto this bed, so it's not on the floor, it's hovering in the air. There's pins all around the sides, and this darn cat tried to climb into this cat bed 3 separate times. Like to the point where I was like, okay, she's definitely keeping it. And I came downstairs and gave up on sewing and just hot glued it together so she could have it faster. So my cat's really gonna like it. Hopefully, if you make one of the cat beds, your kitty will like it too. All I did other than knit up the color chart was get a cushion, just like a seat cushion from a craft store. I glued some cardboard onto the back of that, and then I sewed some fabric along the pieces that, you know, the back and the sides. And the bumper, probably optional. Maybe your cat doesn't care. You can just either crochet or knit a tube. I went with fabric, the same fabric I used on the back, and just made like a couple inches of a tube, added stuffing to it, and you could hand sew it on if you wanted it to look very nice, or you could just hot glue it on if your cat doesn't care. I did half and half, so half of mine looks really nice and the other half has weird hot glue marks on it, which I don't know why I can't seem to avoid that as much as I try, and as often as I use hot glue I always get either strings or just weird stains everywhere. Okay, we're almost back at the beginning. And then once you're back at the beginning and you've got all the stuffing in, we will, I think I'll put it through the back so I can have the knot be back there. So the wrong side is the side where you did all your decreases. And I'll just kind of go through there, make a simple knot. I'll tie that knot as tight as I can. And then whatever's left of that tail is going to get pulled through the toy. Let me get a little bit, give it a little bit of tension, snip that off. And we are done. Our little planchette is ready. We can give it to our cats. They can summon some ghosts and whatevers. That's it. I hope you guys had fun. If you do make one of these and give it to your kitty cat friends, I would love to see it. You can tag me on Instagram if you're on there. It's the same as my YouTube. It's just Denise Fox Crafts. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Tell your cats I said hi.